Hey everybody, I'm Clifford Semi, the Pop Song Professor, and welcome to my channel where we make song lyrics explained. Today we're talking about Therefore I Am by Billie Eilish, and you might notice a slight resemblance in the title Therefore I Am to a phrase by a certain French philosopher, Descartes, who said famously, "I think, therefore I am." And turns out that more than likely, in fact, almost definitely, Billie Eilish is referring to one of the most important tenets of modern philosophy in her pop song. But we'll get into why and how and all of that quickly here. But first, I want to give you some unexplained context, which is a weird way to describe context, but it is what it is. Essentially, a lot of people have made money, gotten attention, notoriety for criticizing Billie Eilish for her physical appearance. And they did this when she was a minor, and they continue to do it into her adulthood. I don't know why people would spend their time criticizing the physical appearance of a minor, or why they would care, or think that they have a right to really say, I mean, I suppose you could say freedom of speech, but seriously, like, what gives you the right to criticize somebody else's physical appearance in this way, especially a minor? Essentially, a lot of people think that, you know, just the way she presents, particularly the clothing that she chooses, they say things like, oh, she could be so much more attractive if only she did X, Y, and Z. And a lot of the people who say this are gonna be like random people on Twitter, other people on other social media platforms, they're gonna be the tabloids, and they're gonna be just random folks writing articles that no one really cares to read. But Billie Eilish is done with it. So let's hop into verse 1. Stop. What the hell are you talking about? Ha. Get my pretty name out of your mouth. We're not the same with or without. Don't talk about me like how you might know how I feel. Top of the world, but your world isn't real. Your world's an ideal. And she's saying, you might think that your opinion matters in the situation. You might think you're hot stuff, but we don't even know who each other is. We're not the same with or without. Don't talk about me like how you might know how I feel, because they're not her and they don't know, right? Top of the world, but your world isn't real. And that's a tougher one to parse out because we don't really know who specifically she's talking about. It seems to be more just a response to this general animosity. But to be fair, like a minority of people have this animosity towards her fashion choices. But she's saying, you know, your world isn't real, your world's an ideal. You want people to look a certain way and do certain things, but that's not how the real world works. Like, not everybody is a pop star. I'm just gonna look like a normal person because that's what I wanna do. We get into the pre-chorus, so go have fun. I really couldn't care less, and you can give them my best, but just know, and then she goes into the chorus. But what's interesting here, I really couldn't care less, may or may not be true. She is writing a song about it after all, right? Like, and that usually to me is a dead giveaway that somebody cares at least a little bit. At the very least, it's annoying for her. But then she gets into the chorus. I'm not your friend or anything, damn, which goes back to that line, get my pretty name out of your mouth. Like, you don't even know who I am. I don't even know who you are. Why are we talking about me in this way? You think that you're the man, all right, you think you're hot stuff and people should care what you have to say, get your hot take on things. Then she says, I think, therefore I am. And that's the conclusion of it because she repeats those exact same 4 lines over again for the rest of the chorus. So she ends on this, I think, therefore I am, which is what Descartes said. Now, what Descartes meant by I think, therefore I am is we often, well, I guess not we, but apparently French philosophers were questioning whether they actually existed or not. Like, am I real or am I a blob of jelly on a mountain somewhere just thinking these thoughts? Or am I a figment of somebody else's imagination? And Descartes basically said, he made this sort of like gamble hypothesis that assumes if I can ask the question and I can acknowledge that I'm asking the question, then I must exist. I'm sure there's some super existential and really smart philosophers who could try to poke holes in that logic just a little bit, but it is what it is for Billie Eilish. And I think what she's saying by this is, she says, you think that you're the man. Okay, cool, and that's like a common diss, I guess, in popular culture. But she's saying, I think, therefore I am, meaning I don't need you to think about me or to think for me to know that I am who I am and that, you know, I exist as who I am. She's saying, I think, therefore I am. I get my sense of awareness of my own existence and who I should be and what I should be doing from myself, not from you. Which I think is a really like interesting adoption and take on Descartes' phrase. Like, I just was not expecting that from Billie Eilish. She's a lot of things. I didn't know that she, you know, was like a pop philosopher, so that was kind of cool. She actually mentions in a conversation about the song that she felt like the song was maybe a little bit mean. It's hard for something to really truly be mean unless you're calling out someone by name and directly, but you see a little bit in verse 2. I don't want press to put your name next to mine. We're on different lines. Okay, flex, right? So I want to be nice enough they don't call my bluff because I hate to find articles. Rather, you remain unremarkable. So like, you're trying to become remarkable and get attention by writing articles about me, but you're still like on a whole different line in like the press junket or the description of people at the event or whatever, right? Rather, you remain unremarkable. Interviews. When they say your name, I just act confused. She's saying, I don't even know who this person is, and even if I did, I would pretend like I didn't. Because she can, and because this person really annoys her, really teed her off. And she underscores this in the bridge, I'm sorry, I don't think I caught your name. Meaning she's pretending at the very least, at the most, just hasn't remembered what this person's name actually is, which means that while she thinks therefore she is, she doesn't think about this person, and in her world, this person doesn't exist. Of course, we always bring that to the point, except for the fact that she wrote a song about this person, but in practice, this person doesn't exist for her. That's what the song's about. It's Billie Eilish putting the fashion critics down for trying to become remarkable by writing articles about her fashion choices and how she could be more attractive if she did X, Y, and Z. She's saying, I don't care, I'm doing me. Also, who are you? And of course, all of this completely forgets the fact that the song itself sounds amazing. Like that song, like the bass line to it, and just like the slight raspiness of her voice when she asks like, wait, who are you? And all this stuff, like it just sounds really good. There's a lot of attitude to it. And the music video where she's walking around a mall, an empty mall, eating whatever she wants just to kind of like stick it in their face. Like, I don't care, I'm gonna double down. And it's just really well produced. The fun fact, the music video was recorded on an iPhone, which is awesome, and Billie Eilish herself directed it. That's all I've got to say about Therefore I Am. If you're looking for something cool to listen to, guys, check out my Obsessed podcast, link in the description, where I investigate hobbies and obsessions that inspire obsession. I didn't say that right. It doesn't matter. Check it out. Thanks for watching. And if you have a song you think that I should explain next, let me know.